Hi everyone, I'm Ray, and this is Raven's Whisper. And about a year ago, I started to change my way of thinking. Things weren't, I was kind of not satisfied with the way things were going, and I started studying up on how to think differently and change things, within myself and how I saw things and how I thought about things. And basically, a lot of it was about the power of positivity and the effects that can have in your life. So recently I've been studying about mantras, mudras, affirmations, the power of the spoken word. And part of the way that we rewire the programming in our mind is to repeat things over and over and over. And sound has a vibration. And, by saying good things to yourself over and over and over again, I find that it is changing my life. So I thought I'd share this with you. Okay, the story is A God Circle of Love by Joseph Murphy. And it's as if he's reading it or he's telling it. So take the infinite presence that is within you as your power, your partner, and claim many times during the day, the infinite intelligence with me is my higher self. It is my senior partner. This intelligence guides me and watches over me. Its power and wisdom are instantly available to me. I am not alone. Now I feel secure because I know God's circle of love surrounds me. I make this prayer a habit. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Goodness and mercy follow me all the days of my life, for I dwell in the house of God forever. The house of God, the inside source, is your mind. It's your own mind. It's your mind in where you walk and talk with God. For God is the supreme intelligence, that boundless wisdom within you. It's locked in your own subconscious depths. Any anxiety or worry can be overcome, and you will have no trouble, and you will prosper beyond your fondest dreams. Worry is a rational thought due to downright laziness in one's thinking and straight line thinking. Are you a straight line thinker? Behold, I stand, a knock at the door. If any man will hear my voice and open the door, I will come in and suffer with him and he with me. This is telling us that there is an infinite intelligence of boundless wisdom, which we call God or Source, knocking at the door of your heart. It opens with an inside latch. All we have to do is let it in and contact it with our thoughts. It will lift us up. It will heal us, inspire us, guide us, and open for us new doors of expression and watch over us and sustain us. That's the presence and power that heals a cut on your finger, that if you burn yourself, it reduces the edema, which gives you new skin and new tissue. It is that which started your heartbeat and watches over you when you are sound asleep. It's just the same as if it were not there, except we use it. This is why I say worry is laziness. It's a waste of time. It robs us of the moment, being in the moment, being now. A teacher once said that the way she overcomes her worries is to take her worries apart. She holds them up to the light of reason. She dissects them and cuts them up into small pieces. She's a smart teacher. And then she asks herself, are these real, these worries of mine? Where do they come from? Do these worries have any power? Is there any real principle behind them? With her cool, rational thought, she dismembers her worries and realizes they are just shadows in her mind. Fallacious and illusionary, no reality, just shadows in her mind. And a shadow has no power, has it? Well, that is what worry is. It is a shadow in your mind. It has no reality, no principle behind it, no truth behind it. Imagine an educated person like yourself worrying about shadows which have no place here in reality. Shadows here represent beliefs that we have that simply just aren't true. Negative thinking, negative thoughts regarding yourself, your situation, or any other person. Simply conclude by laughing your worries away. So these worries, what are they? They are a conglomeration of sinister shadows. A friend of mine went to see a specialist as he was worried that he had a bad heart. The specialist took a cardiogram, told him that his heart was perfectly normal, and that his only problem was that he suffered from an emotional spasm, seemed to be unreasonably obsessed with the idea that he had a bad heart. The doctor told him that he should artfully and subtly instill in his mind the contents of the 27th Psalm, a mudra, a mantra, an affirmation, till he let go of his false idea. In a few weeks' time, he changed his way of thinking. He rewrote the wiring in his brain by practicing the great law of substitution, by repeating the good idea over and over again. Until the mind lays hold of the truth, which sets you free and serene, you should repeat them. That takes a little work, but you can do it. It is discipline. It's a willingness to do it. It's a willingness to change your way of thinking, to see things in a different way. We should say, as he said, I'm going to overcome this. I'm going to meet it head on. It is a shadow in my mind, and I am not going to give power to shadows. And so these emotional spasms you see were due to the obsession, the idea that he had a bad heart. He didn't. And he was completely healed. He was healed of what? He was healed of a false belief in his own mind. So, here's another part of it. Short while ago, a man with a seemingly well-adjusted and composed personality came to see me very worried and anxious that his personal doctor had told him his blood pressure was over 200, that he should take it easy and he should relax more. The man stated that he could not take it easy. He has much too much to do, and the pressure in his life and his business, his job, was terrific. He was really suffering from a long mounting accumulation of pity, frustrations, and worries. I spoke to him regarding the great truth that every fact of life is under the control and influence of the law of change. An old hymn says, change and decay all around I see. O thou who changeth not, abide with me. Well, God changes not. I, the Lord, change not, the same yesterday, today, and forever. The spirit within you is always the same spirit, the same source. It is without face, form, or figure. It is timeless, changeless, and ageless. Surely no one listening to this thinks that God is an old man up in the skies, out of ourselves. God is the very life principle in you. God, source, grows the hair on your head, your face, and even your nails. It watches over you when you're sound asleep. Presence within you never slumbers or sleeps. If you want to wake up at 2 in the morning, it will wake you up at 2 on the dot, doesn't it? I found that happen truly for me time and time again. If you have a sick child and you're dead tired and sound asleep and you're supposed to give that medicine to your child at 3 o'clock in the morning, that subjective intelligence wakes you up. That's the presence and power of God and source within. So this presence changes not. It is always the same, today, yesterday, and forever. But all conditions, circumstances, and events are subject to alteration. Every created thing will someday pass away, the old age maxim, this too shall pass away, is always true. But your mind and your spirit, the personality of you, will never pass away. You will exist until infinity. So if you're worried about the afterlife, you may as well forget about that now. I suggested that he began to apply a simple truth to himself, that he could not be sick forever, that he was here to meet all problems and overcome them, not run away from them, that he was mentally and spiritually equipped to handle any problem, no matter what it is. Meet it head on, grapple with it courageously, and say the problem is here, but infinite intelligence is here too. It knows only the answer and the solution. The first step was that he had to remove his attention from the ailment and his business difficulties and trust the creative intelligence within him which made his body. Trust in infinite intelligence to heal and restore yourself. Here is a spiritual prescription to take in addition to the medicine prescribed by his doctor, a suggestion that he was to assert absolutely and believe implicitly the following simple truths. Periodically during the day, withdraw your attention from the strifes and conditions of the world and return to the divine presence within you and commune with the great creative intelligence within. Know that you are nourished spiritually and mentally, and God's river of peace floods through your mind. Infinite intelligence reveals to us the perfect solution and the perfect idea for every problem we meet. I reject the appearance of things, and I affirm the supremacy of the infinite presence and power within me. I am absorbed and engrossed in the great truth that infinite intelligence is guiding me. The divine right action reigns supreme. The miraculous healing presence is flowing through me now, permeating every atom of my being. The river of peace flows through my mind and heart, and I am relaxed, poised, serene, and calm in my personal state of grace. I know the divine presence within me, which made me, is restoring me to wholeness and perfection. And I give thanks for the miraculous healing which is taking place now, by affirming regularly and many times a day in this manner. By doing this, the man succeeded in retrieving his senses from annoyances and irritations of his days, and in a medical checkup it revealed he had normal blood pressure. He then knew and believed. He was a gardener depositing seeds in the garden, and he knew the seeds would grow after their kind, and he knew that the best thing he could do is deposit orchids in the garden of his mind. He discovered that his renewed mind restored his body to wholeness when the strain and pressure of business and work, of everyday life, tend to disturb him. Today, his motto is, "None of these things moves me." I personally use, "I never did mind the little things." Do things disturb you? If you have no opinion, there is no suffering. If you have no opinion about the headlines in the news today, and where there is no opinion, there is no suffering. If the cucumber is bitter, don't eat it. If there are briars and brambles on the road you are traveling, avoid them. Tune in on the infinite, and how could you then be disturbed? Aren't we disturbing ourselves? Any disturbance we have is there because we have attracted it. Exalt divine wisdom in the midst of you. Say to yourself, "I will lift up mine eyes to the hills, from whence cometh my health." I am healthy and whole. Pure love, unconditional love. Feel that. Feel the satisfaction for what is. Feel appreciation for what is, and eagerness for more. Learn to bless the differences that have caused your nowness. Everything that you have gone through has gotten you to where you are today. And bless that. Bless the trials. Bless the tribulations. Be pure, positive energy. Be joyful now and have fun, fun, fun. Be the perceiver of the vibrational well-being that exists. Feel, love, learn, grow. Satisfaction, appreciation, eagerness. It's all wonderful things. Be joyful now. All right, thanks for listening. If you start doing any of these affirmations or you have any stories along these lines that you'd like to share with me, my email is in my description box. I'd appreciate hearing from you. And until next time, peace and love. Thank you.